Hi everyone, Bryant Dillon here at WonderCon for Fanbase Press once again. I'm here with Kelsey Taylor talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is xenomorphs. We're going to talk about these Alien shorts, which you fantastically got to direct one of these, Alien Specimen. So can you just start off, I know that I've got a chance to see it. Some of our viewers, they have not seen it yet. Can you tell them a non-spoiler filled breakdown of what your story is about?
Yeah. Every one of these is going to be a little different every time I tell it. So mine revolves around a botanist named Julie, and she works the night shift in a greenhouse, and basically an unexpected shipment shows up, something escapes, and it's a game of cat and mouse between Julie and whatever's in the barrel.
Whatever's in the barrel.
A xenomorph could fit in the barrel.
It could be in their barrel. It's a large barrel. So where did the origin of this idea come from?
I hate to say it, not my idea at all. It's actually a writer, his name is Federico Fraccia, and he is based in Argentina.
Oh, wow.
And it was his idea. Great idea, love the location, and we worked with him to develop a script, and yeah, his original idea.
And this is all stuff that when this contest was put together, are you assembling the team before the pitch, or is it something where the pitch is accepted and then you're putting together these aspects?
The fun thing about Tongle and about this contest is that they like to know what your team looks like. It's not just you, and I think that's really, really cool because the skills I have are in production. You know, I take something that's creative and I put it into production and I oversee the whole thing. But at the time of this contest, I realized I didn't have time to put this together. I didn't have time to write a script, come up with an idea. I had one idea that I thought was okay, but you could submit 5 ideas.
Oh, okay.
So I reached out to a bunch of people who were on the Tongle forum and just said, hey, looking for a script. Anyone want to collaborate? And you know, there's tons of fans, and everyone I asked sent me a script. So I submitted all of the scripts, all of them completely different ideas, really interesting ideas. All of them were great. And this is the one that they picked, was the greenhouse one.
And if by chance, I mean, we're shooting, pie in the sky here, but if by chance Fox was able to greenlight a feature film and you were attached to it, would you want to expand this story, or do you think you'd have something even new to bring to the Alien universe?
Ooh. I mean, I've thought about this. If this was in feature form, I would definitely have thoughts about it. I dig very deep into the characters of Julie and her buddy Dev, who you meet on the intercom.
Right.
I have ideas about it, but there's lots of people who have amazing ideas, and I think that's really cool. This franchise is so beloved. It's been really interesting seeing how each of these filmmakers who made the shorts have interpreted it in a completely different way.
And one of the great things is that this is such a sort of novel idea to essentially give fans or creators a chance who are not in the studio system or not in the franchise system yet, a chance to kind of step in and play in this world. Is it something that you think? Well, I would ask, what were your experiences like, in that process? And do you think this is something that could be used for other franchises to kind of jumpstart ideas about where they could go next?
I think with something like this, you start to figure out what people really love about the franchise. And it's a hard line. I do not envy any of the studios for trying to figure out what do we do next with this property. Because people love it and they want to see the same thing over and over to a certain extent. So you don't want to let down the franchise that you've started, but at the same time, I think people want things that are different. They don't want to see the same thing over and over. People are tired of reboots. People want to see something new, and I think going back to the fans is a good idea to see what the water is like and where maybe they should be headed.
So for you personally, what is Alien in your filmography? Like, how did it influence your creative process or your creative inspiration? And I guess I would ask the same about Ripley, if that character, clearly, obviously endures for a lot of years, means a lot to a lot of people. Do you have any special connection to her as well?
Not just specifically to Ripley. I'm not sure that Ripley was my favorite character in watching the movie. But what is incredible about those first movies is that they follow Ripley, and I think that's what people love, is following her story and how she deals with it, how the situation continues to grow and change. I forgot the question.
It's okay. Can I ask who your favorite character is, or what character you relate to?
That's an interesting question. I really enjoyed John Hurt, but
Okay.
he dies so early. It's hard to say that he's a relatable character.
But he's an enjoyable character because he has a real curiosity. You know, he really drives that plot forward with the idea of like wanting to know what's out there.
I think it's hard for me to identify a specific character because the first 40 minutes of Alien I love because it's the banter back and forth. Everyone feels so real. It's all of them together.
The ensemble almost.
Yeah, and it's that feeling of I'm just here to do my job. That's what I'm doing. And we tried to take that for our character in our short. Just someone who's trying to get their job done and go home, and you get thrown into a terrible situation. How do you deal with it? How do people change? You know, you have Veronica Lambert just screaming and screaming and horrified, and I do love that moment when Ripley says, "Don't open the door."
Right.
It's just interesting how different people react in those situations.
Very much.
I'm not sure which one I would be until I get thrown into that situation.
Well, and it's not like any of those characters are. You can say like, oh, this is an illegitimate action, or no one would act that way. Everyone is a believable variation on what could happen. In
I think
that
your
kind
job
of
as an actor
situation.
is to make sure that people believe that you would act that way.
So let's wrap up by just talking about what you think you're going to take from this experience onward in your career. Is there anything specifically that you feel like you learned during the creation of this film or this process, or is there anything that you think that you really an advantage that you now have going forward?
I think I've really been reinvigorated creatively after this.
Okay.
I'm an aspiring filmmaker. You know, I've done some short films here and there, and trying to make a feature film, and it's all about keep it small, keep it to the budget that you can work with. Just make something that's possible to make. And doing Alien, making a sci-fi film, that's a big endeavor. And definitely doing this to have the intellectual property to play with was huge and opened my eyes to creating new worlds and aiming bigger and better. So I'm excited to do that and try playing with bigger worlds and creating universes.
Excellent. Well, people should definitely check out Alien Specimen, but if they want to jump the gun or they want to follow up after Alien Specimen, where should they go check out more of your work? Where should they go look?
You can go to KelseyTaylor.com. Oh, it's KelseyTaylor.me because I didn't pay for .com.
Those .coms are expensive.
Yeah. Or if you want to stay more up to date, Kelsey Taylor has no Insta.
Okay.
She does have an Instagram now that she updates occasionally. So you can see BTS and stuff like that there.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Kelsey. Have a great night.
Thank you.